Hello everybody, Michael here for Tactica Imperialis. Welcome to today's video. First off, I'm back at uni. Awesome. Now, I don't know if any of you caught it, but about 24 or 48 hours ago, depends on how long it takes to get this video out, there was an announcement from Warhammer community. There was going to be a big announcement, which was going to take place on the 22nd of April at 2 PM British Summer Time. It's now 10 past 2. 8th edition confirmed. 8th edition is now confirmed. It's a thing, it's happening, and I'll put all the links in the description to all the relevant information on Warhammer community and the brand new Warhammer 40,000 website. There's a little bit more detail on the Warhammer community article, so I suggest you read that first. So yeah, we have an 8th edition, and we have an FAQ about 8th edition before 8th edition's even out. GW have absolutely nailed this one. The announcement, they've just nailed it. There's a little trailer. I'm not going to play it here just because, well, copyright reasons and all of that. But here we go. I'll read you the article quickly. Over the last few months, it's been pretty clear that something has been coming. We've seen the Bile system threatened, war in the Damocles Gulf, a Demon Primarch, and the Gathering Storm. The new Warhammer 40,000 will see the continuation of these epic events. This is the universe you know, but the story is advancing. Be prepared for some major and exciting developments in the story of the Dark Millennium. So the plot is still moving. This is pretty important. We've taken this chance to make some major improvements to the game, and we really think this is going to be the best edition yet. We've worked with the community to forge these rules, so if you sent in suggestions or got involved in the FAQ process on our Facebook page over the past year, then you have helped shape this new edition. This is the New Games Workshop, and it's brilliant. This is the game you know, but improved faster, bloodier, and better. The rules team have gone to great lengths to make sure that every unit, weapon, vehicle, and character has its role. Everything will be useful, and every miniature will have a place. We know you'll have questions. There's an FAQ. We'll go through that in a minute. And they'll bring more news every single day on Warhammer community. I'm not going to be making an announcement every single day of all the stuff they announce, but probably on the podcast, we'll definitely be talking about all the things on Adeptus Podcasters, and you can also expect that I will update. Once we know enough, I might do a video maybe like once a week or every couple of weeks talking about the updates. And they've also introduced a brand new Warhammer 40,000 website, warhammer40,000.com. That will be in the description as well. I haven't really gone through that yet. I don't know if that's just going to be plot stuff. I don't really know. So yeah, Games Workshop have announced an 8th edition, and they've done it in the best possible way. There's a little trailer. It's got a bunch of stuff, I think, from all the old trailers for like Gathering Storm and Warzone Fenris and stuff, so you might recognize a lot of the quotes. I recognized a few of them from the few trailers that I'd seen, so that's really interesting. And the art that they've used is, oh, is it sexy? It is really sexy, the art piece they've used. It's like a Space Marine helmet. You've got the Aquila, a bolter, and the Iron Halo is like half Imperium, half Chaos. It's really quite gorgeous. I love this little artwork, and if that's the front of the rulebook this time, I'm down with it. So let's go through this FAQ, because that's probably where most of the questions are, because you know it's a frequently asked questions. So here we go. To many of you this will be an awesome surprise, for others an exciting confirmation of what you already suspected. So here then is an FAQ before the edition comes out that answers a few things. For more news and information, yada yada yada. Is my army still valid? Yes, every army will be supported with new rules. Can I use all my models? Yes, so nothing's being rotated out. It's not like some units are going to get retconned out of existence, which is good. New rules available in handy, low-cost books. So I get the feeling we might be seeing a price drop on the Codex. I'll be getting to the rulebook in a bit. Even Forge World models? Yes, even all of your 40k Forge World models. They might actually be putting Forge World models into the codices, which would be kind of sick. Wait, did you guys blow up the universe? This is such an end times joke. It's so bad that they've had to address this, but yeah, they didn't. This is very much still the 40k setting you know and love. That's not to say we won't see the plot move. There's some pretty epic stuff ahead, quote unquote. You can certainly expect to see the story arcs that began in Gathering Storm continue to unfold with plenty of exciting developments, ... How do I get the rules? This is the important bit. We're going to make it easier than ever to get your hands on the rules and start playing. The core rules of the game will be free, and you'll have several options on how to get your hands on the full rulebook. Watch this space. So, we don't have to buy the rulebook. This is the best thing. We don't have to buy a rulebook. This is one of my concerns about a fast rotating system. The idea, for 6th edition was 2 years, and 7th edition I think now is only 2 years old as well, because I remember reporting on it 2 years ago. And My concern was, well, I don't want to be shelling out 50 quid every couple of years on a new rulebook to learn. That's going to be annoying. So if the core rule set is free, that's great. And if you want a hard copy, you can still go out and get a hard copy. Have you dumbed down 40k? Not at all. We've made it easier for new people to enter and get to grips with the basics at the same time. We've made sure you can add as much depth and complexity as you like. There's some fantastic new gameplay elements coming. What we've done is re-examine every aspect of the game and made plenty of improvements, many based on the community's feedback and suggestions. If you play today, this game is still 40k. Okay, this is perfect. Because my argument with AOS, if you remember, I did a video a couple of weeks ago about my Warhammer wishlist for 9th edition for Fantasy. I said I wanted a game that was easy to learn and hard to master. This sounds exactly that. This sounds like it's going to be, if you want to get into the game quickly and pick it up, you can do it. If you want to be an absolute tactical genius, you can do it, because the game will support that. I really hope this is the case, and I will have to see the rules to see exactly what the situation is. But yes, 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 please, thank you. What happens to my codex? The rules in our current range of 40k codexes are not compatible with the new edition. These books will be going off sale very soon. If you do want to pick any up, now's the time, as all of the hobby content and background information will be as valid as ever. So, they're not retconning the lore, that's something you can take away from that, but they are retconning every codex. That means we're going to get a pretty big shake-up to the rules. I mean, we had the things from Adepticon that sort of confirmed that this was going to be the case, so what I expect that we'll see, is that the core rules, when they're released for free, will also come with the core stats, or if they haven't released the core stats with the core rules, they'll have to release all of the core stats immediately. Because one of the problems that AOS had, or has at the moment, is that a lot of armies are still wallowing and waiting for an update. Like elves and a lot of humans and stuff are waiting for an update, whereas the other armies have been sorted out and brought into a proper balanced setting, which is annoying. So they're going to have a really good balance pass on the first set of 8th edition codices, and then they're going to have to either update them all very quickly or make those rules durable so that when they get round to doing every codex, it's not just going to break the game. So if you're thinking of buying a codex to get into the game, don't. Unless you want the lore. If you want to buy a codex for the painting schemes and the lore, you can. But if you're buying them to get into the game, wait. Hang on. We haven't got a release date yet, but it's a thing that's going to happen. What's in the new starter box? A new starter box? That'd be exciting. I guess we'll fill it with some awesome new miniatures. Come on, we can't spoil all the surprises for you. God damn it, GW. Yeah, so we're going to get a new starter box by the sounds of it, and it looks like it might be brand new minis in there as well, rather than a bunch of stuff like in the old box skins, like Stormclaw, for example, where it was just a bunch of kits thrown into a box. This looks like it, or Death Mask is another one. It would actually be exclusive miniatures or brand new kits. So I'm very much down with that. Are you getting rid of points? No. There will be a full point system for use in matched play, one of 3 ways to play covered in the rulebook. We've covered this in the Adepticon video. They're going to be introducing open play, narrative play, and matched play, which is suitable. Now, narrative play, they've actually explained a little bit more about what it is here. Open play is the most flexible, easiest to get started with, allowing you to use whatever miniatures you like. Good, easy to get starting place. Narrative play is where you can refight the iconic battles of the 41st millennium or create your own campaigns and sagas. So they're going to have historical battles and they're going to have create your own campaigns, and that's exactly what we want, because I want to go and refight some of the great battles like Armageddon, For Your Loss. I'm struggling right now to think of some, but some of the iconic battles of 40k can be refought, and you can also forge your own, which is great for people like me who are very narratively minded. And match play is designed for balanced competitive games with gaming clubs, leagues, and tournaments. However you want to do it, there will be rules for that, of course. Now, this is interesting. Why should I not just stick with 7th edition? Because there's a lot of people who say, oh, 8th edition is too big of a shift, I'm just going to play 7th. And people are asking, well, why not? Because apparently, this is the 40k we've been asking for. We've listened to your feedback, and we really believe that this is the best 40k has ever been. So, to the naysayers who say, oh no, I don't want this, that, the other, try it. If you don't like it, that's fine. But please, do the world a favour and try it. That's all we ask of you. I'm going to give it a go. If I really hate it, I doubt I will, but if I really hate it, I might actually just play 7th. But I'm going to give 8th a go, and I encourage everybody to do that. Even if you are not keen on some of the announcements, give it a damn go. Will the rules be updated annually, a la General's Handbook? What a great idea! We've had such a fantastic response to our community-led approach with the Age of Sigmar rules updates that we're committed to doing the same for 40k. You'll be able to submit questions and queries on the 40k Facebook page, and we'll make sure to continue to evolve the game as feedback rolls in. Yes! You have no idea how good this is. If something in the game is broken, they're gonna fix it. Every year. So we might only have to put up with a year of something being toxic before it gets nerfed, or of something being useless before it gets buffed. This is brilliant. This is exactly what we need. We need a rolling rules set. Well, we don't need it, but it's something that you could definitely ask for. It's like, if there's a certain aspect of the game that just is too powerful or too weak, it can be fixed within 12 months. And that's fantastic. So if there is ever an issue that you're having with your games, you can now go and suggest feedback, and it might actually affect the way the rules change in future. This is helpful. I haven't played 40k in a while. Welcome back. It's easier to learn, quicker to play, still has all the tactical, strategic, and narrative depth you could want in the rich setting. It's going to get easier than ever to get started and more fun than ever to master. Does this mean games are going to get faster? Well, to be fair, games can get knocked out. I mean, I can knock a game out if I'm not recording it. We could probably play a game in probably an hour per 500 points, or no, that's not right. An hour per 750 points, probably. Like, we played a 1850 game, and we were bat repping it, and we went for lunch in the middle, and we were still done inside 6 hours. It took us 5 hours to do the entire game, including setting up a bat rep, recording a bat rep, going for lunch for an hour, and all of that good stuff, and sorting out another game on another table that was on. We can play these games quite quickly, but if it gets a little bit faster, that allows tournaments to work better, and I think that's a good thing. Why should I trust you? Come on, this is New Games Workshop. Seriously though, everything we're talking about is just an extension of all the community engagement work we've been doing over the last year and a half. We've learned a lot from you lot, and we've tried really hard to make sure everything you've asked for is included, and if we've missed something, tell us on Facebook, let us know. We'll make sure your requests are considered. I was tempted to make a video, before I came back to uni, I was tempted to sit down and make a video and say, credit to the New Games Workshop, I love what they're doing. They're listening, they're talking, they're sharing themselves with us. And it doesn't feel like it's us versus them. It's now just us. They're part of our community, and we're contributing to what they're doing as well. And that's such a massive shift from the Games Workshop of 6th edition particularly. And that went into 6th into 7th, when a lot of people were really giving Games Workshop a lot of flack. Deservedly so in some cases. They were giving them a lot of crap. And now they're not. And they're actually trying to get involved with this. And they'll get things wrong, but they're listening to us now. If they ball something up completely, well, we just go and tell them en masse and they'll fix it. And that's a really good change. What's the next thing? Where can I find out more? There'll be daily articles on the run-up to release on Warhammer Community. Every aspect of the edition will be covered, from rules to miniatures and advancements in the setting. Okay, so they're not just going to be leaking rules to us as we go along. They're also going to be showing off some new miniatures, which might include new factions, and they're going to be talking about the plot. Now, my problem I'd had with Gathering Storm, I tried before to make a video on Gathering Storm 3, and I couldn't do it without sounding like I was just whining. But my problem I had with Gathering Storm 3 is that the plot felt a bit shallow, and it needed filling in, and it probably needed to be advanced a little bit further. I liked the way it ended, but I wanted the ending to go further than that. I wanted more of an actual epilogue than we got. So maybe this will start to fill in the blanks of Gathering Storm 1, 2, and 3, what they missed, and where everybody else is at, like the races who weren't involved in Gathering Storm, for example, as well as maybe giving a bit more insight into what state the Imperium's going to be in going into 8th edition. When can I have it? Really soon. You'll be playing it within the year. So by the end of 2017, 8th edition will be in our hands. We'll let you know when we have more news on an exact release date, stay posted, and then a bunch of promo stuff. So it's no confirmed release date. Now, normally, I stress normally, the release date for an edition is July. 5th edition released in July. I believe 6th edition released in July. 7th edition definitely released in July. So the general trend is it will release in July during the school holidays, in the UK anyway. I'm sure you have the same holidays in most places in the world. So It looks like it's going to be a July release date. It usually has been. If they change it, I'm sure we'll find out. I mean, I wouldn't bet against a September release, but if they want to do daily articles, like what is it now? It's the 22nd of April, as I said. And so if they want to release in September, that's 5 months away, 4 months and a bit. So that's going to be like 130 things to talk about. Between the plot, the rules, and the miniatures, they could do that. But they'll probably want to not drag it out too much. So I'm going to bet on a July release date. I'm going to say second week, third week of July, we're going to get 8th edition. Or it will be the July White Dwarf will be the 8th edition drop, and then the rulebook itself will come out on like the 14th or something like that. Willing to be wrong, but that's my opinion. What do I do now? Get ready. With the addition of 3 ways to play, there are now more ways to build your collection than ever before. Open play frees you up, so now's the time to just pick a model you've always wanted and paint it. For you narrative players, why not start theming your collection around your favourite battle? Just like many of you, we want our armies to be fighting fit for match play. That's why you'll be able to read daily articles telling you all about the new rules, great units to include, and tactics for every army. Yes, yes, and yes. That is the best advice. This is the time to start getting ready. Now, I'm not going to talk about the rule changes that we know about from AdeptCon. I've done a whole like half-an-hour video talking about that, so feel free to go and watch that. I'll put it in the description for you, and you can see what I thought about those rules changes. And by the time you're watching this, more than likely there'll have been more articles on Warhammer Community with more rules changes. So we will do our best to stay abreast of what's going on, keep up to date, and then when it's time to release, we will be all over it. Covering everything we can about the new rule set. And while I can't promise you a lot of 8th edition battle reports, just depending on personal circumstance at home with people, it's going to be a really interesting time. Kudos to Games Workshop, because for once we don't have to cling to tiny shreds of rumour that become more substantiated over time. Now we've got an announcement 2, 3, 4 months out, and we can start getting ready. Now, I'm not going to say jump on the hype train. I'm not. Because if you just jump on the hype train, then you'll just end up disappointed. What you expect from this edition, I don't know. But if you just go in and say it's going to be amazing, it's going to be the best thing ever, more than likely it's going to let you down. Because your expectations will always exceed what can be done to suit everybody. Because if you're a narrative player, there'll be things in match play that don't suit you. If you're a match player, there'll be some things about the narrative that don't suit you. But with 3 ways to play, I do think that the system is going to be very healthy for giving every player a chance to do something with this game. And that's really important as well. So there you go. 8th edition. It's a thing. It's happening. And as I say, I'm betting on a July release. I'm not going to say when it actually will be because I don't know. Nobody knows. But I'm going to bet on July, and I'm going to start thinking about what's going on. All of you, stay posted, mainly with Warhammer Community, but I'll try and update either through the podcast. Definitely stay tuned to Adeptus Podcast, as we'll be talking about all the news in there, I'm sure. And I'll be making my own videos if there's anything that comes up that we don't discuss on the podcast to talk about. And then when it's time to release, once we have the release date, I'll make a video then, and we'll go through everything we know so far. It could get quite long, and I'll try and maybe do it on stream with you guys as well. We will see what we can do. So yeah, exciting times. For good, bad, or otherwise, 8th edition is coming. Thank you all for watching. My name is Michael for Tactica Imperialis, and until the next time, I'll see you all again. Goodbye.